So, hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Aditya, and today with me, a very important guest is here, Mubin, and who's been a great admirer of course, ChatGPT, and of course, the way he has leveraged ChatGPT or artificial intelligence for that matter for last 1 year. Maybe before that also he must be doing, but last 1 year I have witnessed it on first hand, and that has been really great to see. Even I have also learned so many things from him because we were in the same study group, and today he'll be sharing insights. He'll be sharing his own experience, how he has leveraged AI or ChatGPT or GenAI, whatever you say, in MBA or maybe pre-MBA also, how you can also leverage it, and it will definitely add some value to your profile, to your journey, and whatnot. So welcome, Mubin. Thank you so much for your time. I understand he is currently placed at ZS Associate, and he's Associate Consultant. So I can understand how tough it must be to come here to give time, because the kind of work schedule he must be having. So thank you so much for that, Mubin. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel, to be precise. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Aditya. Thank you so much for such a warm introduction. I am glad that I could join. I've been watching past two, three videos of yours, and yeah, you're doing a commendable job. I'm very happy that someone from our group has taken this initiative, and this is actually nice. This would actually help a lot of people, and I hope that I'll be able to contribute something to the cause.
Definitely, I'm looking forward to this conversation. I am sure the viewers will also get a lot of value today. So, before we deep dive into our conversation, first I would ask you to introduce yourself to my viewers, talk us through your backgrounds, what you did, and then how was your MBA experience last 1 year, and yeah, whatever you can add in it. Over to you, Mubin.
Okay. So I started my this career with a persistent system where I worked for approximately 2 years. And while I was working with persistent system, I was also preparing for my MBA. I was preparing for the various tests that are there, CAT, ZAT, and so on. And through that, I got into the PGPM program of Great Lakes. I was actually very lucky to get into the PGPM program because usually they don't, accept people with less than 24 months of work ex, and I had 22 at that time. So I
Yeah.
was lucky enough to get into it. And once I joined my MBA, I mean, it was completely a different ball game. Earlier, I was a data engineer, but then the focus actually shifted on the strategy and the analytics and the decision part of the things. So it was good. Now I completed my MBA, and now I am an associate consultant with ZS Associates, where I'm doing some pharma consulting.
All right. So, going ahead, first question, and today our agenda is very clear. We are going to talk about the Gen AI and Chat GPT and all these. So, first question is, Mubin, how did you come to know about Chat GPT, and when was the first time when you understood its importance, its cruciality, and its value in your life? I think for me it was, of course, MBA, because pre-MBA I was not using that much. I was not into it that much, and I can tell you, when I onboarded for the MBA program on the campus, the first group meeting happened with you guys, and you were the one who was just at par using it so frequently and so efficiently as well. So yeah, when did you first taste it actually?
Actually, it's a very interesting story. So while I was in persistent system, when ChatGPT was recently introduced, I just, saw some videos about ChatGPT on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then we had this Gen AI training at my office in persistent system. So that was the first time when I actually, got it a taste of what Gen AI is and how it works, and, how you have to actually, what is prompt engineering and all that thing. So that was my first interaction, and then I mean, things came up naturally. So I started using it more frequently. There were various, I found some use cases in my organization as well, previous organization, where I could do some automation and stuff leveraging the power of AI. That time, AI was in the pretty early stages, but still we found some use cases. The responses were not as accurate and as good as it is today, but still we found some automation use cases then. And when I came into MBA too, I saw a lot of potential where AI could act as an assistant, and help in day-to-day work where I have an idea and I know how to execute it. I just need AI to just give that final touch or polish, or maybe let me know if I'm heading in the right way. So that's how my journey with AI actually began.
All right, that's pretty interesting. You started it when you were working, right? So yeah, you were also early, I would say that way, because even now, I think not many folks, have got the taste or got the wind of it. They are still thinking that, they're not sure about how it can be leveraged, right? So my question would be, Mubin, I just want to understand, let's say for a beginner like a folk, or let's say a student who is in second year of his undergrad, right? And maybe aspiring to come for MBA, aspiring to get on this course. So how they should start using it? I mean, from where they should start using it? Because that will definitely help them a lot. Because once they'll onboard, and I think it actually helps in different way, in your MBA journey, and it's going to be really important. If you're not using it, it means you are lagging somewhere, right? So what would be your tips, your recommendation for those people who have got just no wind of it, no taste of it at all?
So for people who are exploring AI for the first time, I would say that whatever, queries that come up in your
Yeah,
day-to-day life, I mean,
yeah,
start with a single query search. For example, if I'll start with, how we started our MBA journey. So for example, if you want to, you've gone through your microeconomics class or
yeah,
macroeconomics class, and, your professor has introduced a term called as inflation,
yeah,
and professor has given some perspective, but you're curious and you want to explore more. So go back to your room and check what is inflation, and it will give you some response. And then while it has given you some response, there might be some area where you might be curious to know more about it, or there might be area where you might have not understood it. So you might just tell AI that, can you please explain this to me in a simpler term.
yeah,
So that's how your journey will begin, when you actually start doing things hands-on without actually going into the area of prompt engineering and anything.
yeah,
First, I think you should start with writing simple one-line queries about
yeah,
whatever thing you are curious about, or whatever queries you have. I think that is the best way to start using AI. So if anyone wants to explore it, I think first they should go to this route, and then slowly, once they have hands-on and are spending considerable amount of time with AI, slowly you start to get the gist of it, that acha, I should prompt it this so that it will give me in this particular format, or it will give me the output that I require. So I think for a person who is starting afresh, they should do this. And maybe if you are more interested, then later you can do some free courses which are available online. So you can actually refer to courses from Andrew Ng. So he is actually a very big name in the AI industry.
yeah, yeah,
So you can refer to his, or you can simply understand what is prompt engineering, what are the basic steps of prompt engineering. It's not at all difficult and not at all technical,
yeah.
because I think many people, when they think prompt engineering, they might think that it is something very technical,
Technical,
and it
yeah.
will it will include coding and all, but it's nothing like.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, you're trying to say that start from queries, start from your questions, whatever comes to your mind, just put it there, right? And try to set a conversation. And that way you will see how it sets off your journey, and then you can understand, how useful it's going to be. And I'm sure, Mubin, I think you also will agree with it, that if you start talking to Chat GPT like a person, there is no way looking back, right? You just cannot get out of it. That's not possible. And that way, I think gradually or simply you will learn more and more. And at the end of the, let's say at the end of 2 months or 3 months, you'll be able to give the right prompt, right? And that's what prompt engineering is, right? Right.
Yeah, it involves certain steps.
Yeah.
like giving persona,
Yeah.
then you explain the context, then you give it an objective, then you give what kind of desired result you want.
Yeah.
You give some examples in few short, one short.
Yeah.
There are some small techniques, and then you give what kind of desired result you
Yeah.
expect. And so,
Yeah.
so a few steps are involved, but nothing technical and nothing difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, just to understand it a little further, so I would want to understand, does it also help you or help anyone in doing assignments or projects or case studies, breaking down the case studies with different mindset, maybe with different angles, with different aspects? Does it help?
Uh, Honestly, when we started preparing for placements at Great Lakes,
Yeah.
so I had this IIM Ahmedabad case book which I used to refer, and that is the only book that I referred.
Yes, on point,
So
right?
what I used to no, I am Ahmedabad casebook. So the
Okay.
consulting club of I am Ahmedabad, they release a casebook.
Okay.
So what I used to personally follow is, uh, I used to read the case, then I used to have my own perspective of the case, and I used to try to imagine that I am in that situation, sitting on an interview table, and I'm discussing this case with my interviewer, and
Yeah.
I used to have my own perspectives. And there could be a few cases over here somewhere I think I might be stuck, or where I have my perspective and I want to check whether I am on the right track, or is there a better way to solve this case. So what I would do is, first I would solve the case on my own, then I would put that case on ChatGPT. What I'll do is I'll put the solution that is provided by IIM Ahmedabad. Then I'll share that what are my perspectives, and how do I look at the case, and how do I want to solve the case.
Yeah.
Then I'll ask a response that ChatGPT also has, that what do you think are the pros and cons of the output that I have given the case, the way that I'm imagining, whether it's good or not. I'll ask it to wear a hat of a consultant or an interviewer based on the situation,
Yeah.
and then step by step I'll do the analysis with each prompt, and then that is how your understanding grows. So what most people I saw actually do is they'll directly put the case and they'll expect an output and they'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
That is actually a very wrong way of looking at AI.
Yeah.
I think AI can become your best friend
Yeah.
only uh, if give it a structure, or when you first give your thoughts,
Yeah.
that this is how I look at it. Either it will help you improvise it, or either it will tell you that you're on the right path, and then you can figure it out. So I think it's only for your kind of a final polish if you're on the right track, or
Yeah.
else it will help you just navigate the right.
Yeah.
So
Truly said.
that's how I used AI for case studies, assignments, and so on.
Yeah, because that's the way to go. I think a lot of people, what they do is, yeah, you rightly talked about that. They'll just upload the file, the case study, and they would expect the answers or case study breakdowns. And what happens is like that will not be different from others. Like, right, like, people like you, other can also do the same. So where is the difference? So the differentiation will come from your instinct, your as angles, right? How do you think about, what is your thought about that case study? That's where you can differentiate yourself from others, right? And that's where one question that comes into my mind, and that's often discussed in this, whenever we talk about Gen AI or Chat GPT, is the human touch, right? I think human touch is very important, because it's again, if you are just putting a lot of data into it and expecting, and whatever the result comes, you just copy it, follow it, and paste it somewhere. How important, Mubin, in your opinion, is human touch or human angle is important is when you're using ChatGPT?
Uh, so, like I said, personally, I feel it is very important to have a human touch, or what you can say, that using AI in a collaborative way than just being on the other side of it and just accepting the responses that it gives you. I have personally never used it in that way in past few years that I've been using AI, and I'm in the very nascent stage. I can say I'm still learning.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah,
lot to learn, but for how much ever I have used it, I think that I've never got a good response, or people who have used it have never got a good response if they are on the other side of it and just putting, one
Mhm.
line of prompt and expecting that it will give a very good output. It will work best for you when you go in an iterative way,
Yeah,
where it will give you an out. First you give it a structure, give what is expected out of it, what are your views, and then it will give an output.
yeah,
And then you kind of debate with ChatGPT on that output, and share your additional views or additional perspectives which you have based on the output that is there. And in that way, when you keep that conversation going with ChatGPT, eventually you'll reach a point where you'll agree that okay, now this is matching with the views that I have, and I feel that this output is something which is unique, which is mine. And ChatGPT has only helped me, with the places or the small caveats that I had, the places which I lacked. And now I'm in a position where you can say that this is your original thing, or whether it's assignments, case studies, or this is your view. You have only used ChatGPT to navigate it better.
yeah,
So I would say that never just be on the receiving end of it.
yeah. Truly said. Now, going ahead, a very important question actually. When somebody is on the MBA journey, the placement is very crucial, right? I think I know you. I think you had also created a chatbot, right? If I'm not wrong, chatbot or something related to it, right? So, how did it help you in your placement journey? I mean, what you were doing with it, how you were leveraging ChatGPT there, making good profile, or maybe building your CVs, or what was that? Can you just let us go through your process to understand it more better?
Yeah, so we were discussing about, so you were telling about the GPT that I created,
Yeah,
Resume Builder Pro.
yeah,
So it actually came into being because of the need that was there.
yeah.
So you must be remembering that all of us had spent considerable amount, most of us have spent considerable amount of time and also money
Hmm.
on getting that perfect CV, or,
Yeah,
having everything in place. But still I felt that it was more kind of robotic and very rigid, the application that we were using, and rather we needed something that is more fluid, and that will actually help us showcase what we have done in our prior work and what we stand for and what our views are, and not just put something into one structure.
yeah,
So I felt that that was the need, and most of the people I saw were unhappy with what the final output of their resume came out to be. And that is how I thought that I should create something. And I created a resume GPT,
yeah,
where I gave it certain parameters on which it should analyze the resume. For example, how is the brevity, how are the action verbs used, whether it's quantifiable, and how it is well rounded off on based on the soft skills, technical skills, and all these things. So I wanted to I created this chatbot with the intention that it will help people to actually showcase who they are and maybe get shortlisted and uh, selected in their dream company. So that is how I use my chat GPT.
yeah. And we can understand because, and everybody can understand those who have been through that process, how rigorous that process of getting your CV shortlisted for a company, becomes sometimes, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was a tough journey indeed. Going ahead, as you rightly said, Mubin, we all are learning, and we all are, we all are yet to learn more about ChatGPT because ChatGPT is also, GenAI is also in evolving, it's an evolving stage only, right? So are everybody, the experts or whosoever are there. So I think the final tips I want to take from you, what should be your recommendation for people like maybe me or people like undergrads, those who have not been, using ChatGPT that much? In 1 or 2 points, basically the recommendation for this, and where do you see this going, like in 2, 3 years or 4 years time? Just your comment, pure comment.
Okay. So if I have to say how to navigate your journey through AI and keep yourself updated, I would say, first of all, this is what I personally do, both on Instagram and YouTube.
Yeah,
Follow all the major people who are in AI,
yeah,
whether it be the CEO of Nvidia,
yeah,
follow Sundar Pichai, follow the CEOs of Claude,
yeah,
follow CEOs of OpenAI, Perplexity.
yeah,
So both on Instagram and on YouTube, and find the podcasts that they are in, and where do they see AI in
yeah,
next
yeah,
2 to 3 years. Yeah, and also all their latest releases and all, follow their pages, so you'll get to know that what are the latest releases. For example, this Gemini had a big upgrade recently, so I saw that, and I also saw the podcast of Sundar Pichai.
yeah,
So all these things, when you actually go through the podcast and actually follow their pages, so this is what helps you to keep yourself up to date. But the people actually go through a very boring way where they feel
yeah,
that they'll read articles and all, but that doesn't work in the
yeah.
longer run. So I think this is a much easier way to keep yourselves updated, and as long as you are interested in this field, I think you'll do it, and it won't be kind of a task for anyone.
Yeah, that's great. So
And to answer
basically,
your
yeah,
second question, where do I see AI in next 2 to 3 years? I mean, to be honest, I'm no one to comment on it,
yeah, yeah,
but I feel that when ChatGPT comes up with the GPT-5, I think it would be a game changer, because I think the audio processing, video processing, everything will be way higher, and the way it understands the context. I think that with GPT-5, when it comes, I think there would be no need for prompt engineering that we are discussing now. Uh, it will be able to understand you much better, and I think it will become more interactive now, rather than reactive, which is kind of reactive at this stage. But I think it will become more natural, like you're speaking to a person who is very intelligent and can answer you questions about anything if that is going on in the world or otherwise.
yeah. So basically, uncertainties are there because it's growing exponentially, right? It's evolving every day, I think every hours, I would say, right? The way this Gen AI has gone up in last 1 year, is I think unparalleled, unmatched. So yeah. So basically, it's the tips is very simple. I think what I understood that start to read things, start to know things about what are the trends, how how they're talking, the big CEOs or those people, those who have contributed enough in this field, right? Where do they see, understand that, and also just to leverage it, get into it, start using it from very basics, and then gradually you will learn and grow with itself, right? All right,
Yes.
so that was all about today's conversation about ChatGPT, Gen AI, and how we can leverage, how we can utilize it in our journey, be it MBA journey or be it any journey, right? For any students or for any working professionals as well. So thank you so much, Mubin, for your time. It was a wonderful conversation. We have had many on campus, but this was indeed a different one because you know uh, this is a different kind of a story, right? I so we talked about each and everything in, I think, very detailed manner and a very focused way. The topic was simply Chat GPT as an AI, right? So again, indeed pleasure to talk to you here on my channel. And to all my viewers, if it adds some value to you, if it gets something out of it, so do subscribe my channel, do like this video, and do share as well. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, Aditya, for having me.
Thanks.